Continuing in François Fénélon's spiritual letters, let's look into today. It's a long one, so we'll just do one today. It's beware of the pride of reasoning. The true guide to knowledge is love. Beware of the pride of reasoning. The true guide to knowledge is love. Your mind is too much occupied with exterior things and still worse with argumentation to be able to act with a frequent thought of God. I'm always afraid of your excessive inclination to reason. It is a hindrance to that recollection and silence in which God reveals himself. Be humble, simple, and sincerely abstracted with men. Be recollected, calm, and devoid of reasonings before God. The persons who have heretofore had most influence with you have been infinitely dry, reasoning, critical, and opposed to a true interior life. However little you might listen to them, you would hear only endless reasonings and a dangerous curiosity, which would insensibly draw you out of grace and plunge you into the depths of nature. We must be careful, my friends, of conversations we hold, how we talk to people, how we engage with them. Do we fall into their pattern of thoughts? Especially unbelievers, people who are not walking with God. What they're saying, what they're thinking, how do we converse with people like that? We have to be very cautious not to join them into their opinions. It's best to remain silent, to stay inwards, than to speak things that will offend God. However little you might listen to them, you would hear only endless reasonings and a dangerous curiosity, which would insensibly draw you out of grace and plunge you into the depths of nature. You see? Habits of long standing are easily revived. And the changes which cause us to revert to our original position are less easily perceived because they are natural to our constitution. Distrust them then and beware of beginnings, which in fact include the end. See, he's warning us here. Be careful not to fall back into your old habits in speaking with people. It's very easy to slip and begin to speak through pride and through knowledge and trying to prove that you're right and they're wrong. We have to run away from that. It is now 4 months since I have had any leisure for study, but I'm very happy to forego study and not to cling to anything when Providence would take it away. It may be that during the coming winter I shall have leisure from my library, but I shall enter it then, keeping one foot on the threshold, ready to leave it at the slightest intimation. The mind must keep fasts as well as the body. You got that? The mind has to fast also, not just the body. We can stop eating, drinking for a while, but it's up here. We have to stop here. Give our mind silence, detachment. Go walk in the wilderness. Enjoy God's creation. We don't have to read all the time. We don't have to study all the time. We don't have to listen to sermons all the time. How else will we be able to hear God's voice if our mind is filled all the time? There's no space, there's no room for Him to talk to us. We won't be able to hear Him. So take a break. Fast also with your mind. I have no desire to write or speak or to be spoken about or to reason or to persuade any. I live every day aridly enough and with certain exterior inconveniences which beset me. But I amuse myself whenever I have an opportunity if I need recreation. Those who make almanacs upon me and are afraid of me are sadly deceived. God bless them. I'm far from being so foolish as to incommodate myself for the sake of annoying them. Don't ever feel guilty because other people are displeased with the way you live. I've turned away invitations, and I know that people talked behind my back. That's okay. I don't care. I know where I need to be and where I must not go. We have to protect our hearts from the temptations that are out there. We're not here to please people, but only God. And I'd rather be alone with my Heavenly Father than to go into a celebration, whatever it may be, to please people. I'm not there anymore, and I don't care. I would say to them, as Abraham said to Lot, is not the whole land before thee? If you go to the east, I will go to the west. In other words, to each their own. If you want to go this way, I'll go this way. We don't have to go together. You don't have to come my way. I don't have to go your way. Let's depart from each other peacefully. That's it. Excuse me. Happy he who is indeed free. The Son of God alone can make us free. But He can only do it by snapping every bond. And how is this to be done? By that sword which divides husband and wife, father and son, brother and sister. The world is then no longer of any account, but as long as it is anything to us, so long our freedom is but a word, and we are as easily captured as a bird whose leg is fastened by a thread. He seems to be free. The string is not visible, but he can only fly its length, and he is a prisoner. You see the moral. What I would have you possess is more valuable than all you are fearful of losing. What are you afraid to lose, my friend? A relationship? A career? Money? Property? Your health? There's something more valuable than all those things. Be faithful in what you know, that you may be entrusted with more. Distrust your intellect, which has so often misled you. The Bible tells, do not lean on your own understanding. Distrust your intellect, which has so often misled you. My own has been such a deceiver that I no longer count upon it. Be simple and firm in your simplicity. The fashion of this world passes away. 1 Corinthians 7:31. We shall vanish with it if we make ourselves like it by reason or vanity. But the truth of God remains forever, and we shall dwell with it if it alone occupies our attention. What occupies your attention, my friends? If it is not the truth of God at all times, you're in danger. Again, I warn you, beware of philosophers and great reasoners. They will always be a snare to you and will do you more harm than you will know how to do them good. They linger and pine away in discussing exterior trifles and never reach the knowledge of the truth. This is what we see sometimes in so-called theologians who debate each other on stage, and they use these fancy schmancy words to impress everybody and show how eloquent they are and how knowledgeable they are. Blah, 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 blah. I can't stand it. Honestly, I can't stand it. And they're intelligent men, but so little spiritually. They didn't get it. They didn't get it. And they have thousands of people listening to them and buying their books. Again. So where am I here? Their curiosity is an insatiable spiritual avarice. They're like those conquerors who ravage the world without possessing it. Solomon after a deep experience of it, testifies to the vanity of their researches. We should never study but on an express intimation of providence, and we should do it as we go to market, to buy the provision necessary for each day's wants. Then too, we must study in the spirit of prayer. God is at the same time the truth and the love. We can only know the truth in proportion as we love. When we love it, we understand it well. When we love the truth, oh Lord, show me the truth. I only want to live by the truth. He will give us the grace to understand it and live by it. If we do not love love, we do not know love. He who loves much and remains humble and lowly in his ignorance is the well-beloved one of the truth. Capital T. He knows what philosophers not only are ignorant of, but do not desire to know. With that, you might obtain that knowledge which is reserved for babes and the simple-minded, while it is hid from the wise and prudent. Matthew 11:25. Become again like babes. Remain in the purity of your heart, my friends, and stay away from those who seek to argue and debate, and you will have freedom. God bless you.